Alright, we are starting up the trail called Stegosaurus, huh Maddie?
Yeah.
And Emily is driving the four-seater. Iams? Driving the four-seater? Yeah, alright.
In this video, we're out in Rangeley, Colorado. The first trail we're going up in this video is called Stegosaurus. This is a really cool trail. The more technical line is down to the left. However, Emily's going up the more intermediate line. Once again, this trail has a whole bunch of different lines as you're going up through it.
Back it up. A little bit more. Right there. Hold up.
Lydia starts spotting Emily through this first obstacle. What she has to do is line up just right, then use a little bit of momentum to bump up and over this.
All the way, driver. All the way. Did you use some gas to get up that?
Uh-huh.
Pretty fun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So a little momentum gets you over a bump?
Mm-hmm.
Is that called the Moab bump?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was that fun?
Yeah.
You getting comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Any more one-word answers?
What?
Do you have only one-word answers?
What's that?
Maddie, is that pretty steep?
Yeah.
It's feeling pretty steep. Straight up and down. Alright,
Me and Maddie start working our way up a short, steep, technical climb along this trail.
Alright, there we go, huh Maddie?
Yeah.
Up and out.
Once we get to the top of Stegosaurus, you drop down a super steep hill where it feels like you can see the entire park. It's probably the highest point around and you can see forever. Stegosaurus leads to the next trail, which is called Crack Attack. This is a super fun trail with a lot of optional lines that can challenge everybody.
You can get up on it. You're kind of under it. There you go.
This trail is super fun for a group. It's like a free-for-all. Notice how everybody just starts heading different directions and trying all these different cracks. Basically, there's 3 big different cracks that have different lines going through them. So try whatever you like. You could spend a lot of time on this trail if you wanted to. You could run up one crack, go all the way back down to the bottom, and try the next one, and just keep doing it till you hit them all. can see here, you can really make this area as challenging as you want, because all these different cracks have different lines going out of them as well.
Backing up the driver and see if you can pull your front end up. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now try staying on the wall. Yeah. You're good. Okay, keep coming.
Emily wanted her opportunity at getting back in the rear steer crawler and running up some of these cracks. So she jumped back in there and then jumped into this crack. This particular one required her to use a little bit of rear steer to try and balance this out as she starts going up this nasty crack. She keeps that rear steer going driver so that it balances her out and she doesn't fall back in. Once she gets up there, she can balance it out and then straighten out through the rest of this crack.
Okay, we're gonna go up this way.
At this point, Emily finds herself in another interesting spot. She ends up doing a little bit of a wheel stand but backs off it. This is how you start to feel the limits of a vehicle, is to start to get to know those tipping points and how it feels. Luckily, the suspension's able to flex enough that it's able to balance out as she starts to drive through this, and it doesn't get too tippy.
There you go.
There you go. Good job. Tim, rear passenger. More.
Next, we make our way over to Raptor. This trail's kind of off on its own and closer to town compared to the other trails. However, once again, this is another really cool area with a bunch of slick rock. This particular spot goes up through a wedge and then through another crack, and it ends with a steep climb out of it. The key to this one is keeping your passenger side up high enough to go over that point and to not slip down into the crack. After the crack, there's a short, steep, slick rock climb on out of here. Now this one's pretty straightforward, however it does have a rock there that could get interesting if you tried to back out of this. Here's another angle of Jonathan going through the crack off to the side, so you can get a little bit different perspective of what it looks like. Emily was already in the driver's seat with her helmet on. She said she wanted to give this trail a shot. So we said, go right ahead. As she starts working her way up, she doesn't quite stay passenger enough. So what happens is that passenger side starts to fall into the crack. We take a minute to assess the situation. The good thing is that we have rear steer. If she didn't have rear steer, we'd probably have to back her off and try this one again. However, since she has rear steer, we can turn the front and rear axles passenger and get her to go very slowly forward and try to climb up on that passenger side. As it's starting to climb, we have to remind her, turn the rear a little bit more straighter. Also, keep it real slow. It's a really fine balance between how much brake and how much gas you have to use.
More, Rob.
More. A little more. Right. A little bit more. Okay. Now try and follow that more. As it starts to climb up and over, now she's got to turn the rear more driver to try and balance this out so she doesn't drop the other side in there. It's a really fine line on how much steering you need to use in these particular situations. And all of that just comes with more seat time, trying to get used to how much steering you really need to use. As she starts to get up and out of this crack, we have to remind her to turn rear passenger because we don't want her falling back into a weird situation. Once again, this all just takes time to get used to that feeling. And what we're trying to do is have her drive more on her own and get used to that feeling.
There you go.
To finish up this trail, all she has to do is finish this one last climb, and it's a short, steep climb that's up at the top of the hill. Now this particular spot doesn't feel very good because it's really off camber, and you have to get that back passenger tire over this rock. At that point, you don't want to back up because that could make things pretty weird. So once that back tire settles past that rock, you just have to commit and keep going.
Follow that. Follow that. Yeah! You did it! Hell yeah! You did it.
Everyone else finishes their way, making it up this trail to close out this day under the sunset. All I know is we had a great time out in Rangeley. I would highly suggest Rangeley to anybody. And the truth is, we want to try and make a trip to go back there this fall when things are a little bit cooler and there's no bugs out. But all I'm saying is we will definitely be back again.